So I wanted to check out how overheating works in the latest patch. On the right side, you can see the 3.15 patch. The 3.15 patch over here. On the left side, the 3.11 patch. It was about a year ago. First, I'd like to review what happened a year ago. I take a character, a fresh spawn from Everest Harbor, that's above Houston, and I fly directly to Aberdeen without any pause. And I'm wearing the standard suit, the Odyssey 2, and the fitting helmet. Then I get out of the ship at surface temperature 237 over here, and the recorded results for 10 minutes. The time scale over here is 10 minutes. Now, what used to happen is the first 5 or 6 minutes, nothing interesting happens. Your character starts breathing heavily. Then about at the 7-minute mark, you get visual effects. You see blurry spots on the screen. And your water starts dropping over here. Then it slowly starts dropping and it accelerates downwards. And the water would reach 0 somewhere over here at the 11-minute mark. However, the character health also starts dropping at 8.5 minutes, which is over here. Then it accelerates quickly and character death actually happened at 11.5. So that's where character was dead. Let's take a look at how it looks like now. The first thing you notice, I replaced the water with oxygen. Because in this new patch, the water doesn't actually go below 100 at all in the first 10 minutes of overheating. However, oxygen starts depleting quite rapidly, I would say. You will notice within the first minute, you will notice heavy breathing and a linear drop of oxygen because the character has to pant and start breathing heavily. And that's pretty much linear until this point. I'll explain in a moment what this point over here is. And the temperature rises. However, it rises slightly faster than before. For example, at 5 minutes over here, and over here you got 37.7 in the old patch. And here you got 38.9, which means the overheating character body temperature heating is somewhat faster than it used to be in the previous patch. And the visual effects start at the same time, about 7 minutes. And now the interesting point here, you can see here that the curve's getting weird. That's because at 8.5 minutes, precisely I jump back into the ship to see what happens if it would start getting into the cool environment and whether it would be able to cushion the overheating effect. So what happens immediately, the oxygen starts refilling because you're in the atmosphere of the ship. And what's interesting here is that the body temperature doesn't immediately stop rising. It's still, it still keeps cooking off until half a minute later, and then it slowly starts dropping. And I guess then the overheating would slowly go down like this. Well, character death happens at 9.5 minutes, even after I get in a minute earlier. You can also see here that the health drop curve starts decelerating at this point, and I guess the curve would be going something like this. So what does it mean for the character? It means you have an area when the overheating starts. 1, 2, 3. You have about 4.5 minutes. That's when the health starts dropping. You have about 4.5 minutes when you reach that body temperature. It's already too late to cool your character down because the overheating process will run away and you can't cool down in time. So the safest point to get back into a safe temperature would have been about 3 to 4 minutes earlier. So if you're at 38.9, 39.4, you need to get back into your ship or it's too late. Now that assumes that you are in at least 217 plus Celsius in Aberdeen. I've not tested this because it's practically impossible. If you would, for example, jump into an extremely cold environment, then it might actually be able to save your character. However, it's impossible to get from Aberdeen to, for example, Microtech within 30 seconds. So that was it for this video, and I hope it was useful. See you next time.